Come on in. Matter of fact, let me get my headphones. That way I could talk with my back turned. Let me make sure. Uh, check, 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 check. Let me make sure. Microphone check. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. I want to make sure the mic is coming through while I'm working. I decided to do a live because I'm gonna have my back turned most of the time. Let me know if you can hear me clear with my back turned. If it's crystal clear, let me know. 'Cause I want to make sure that I'm speaking through the mic in the headset. Yeah, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Make sure you hit that like button on the way in. We're gonna cook up for a brief little second while I'm cleaning this. We're gonna talk about the importance of starting small. Because a lot of people want to start big, but you know what they don't got? They ain't got big money to start big. Make sure you hit that like button. Shout out to everybody coming in. Nope, not a blood parrot and Dempsey. So I used to have an African cichlid tank, but if you know anything about Africans, they just fight all the time. So I switched to a South American cichlid tank, but I made the mistake of buying a it wasn't even a mistake, man. I didn't think the pleco would fight the damn fish, man. I had an import, well, not an imported, but I had a really hard to get red shoulder severum. I bought two red shoulder severums that I had to travel for about an hour outside the city to get. He killed one of them. He killed my red spotted gold severum. This is all within the past month. So I lost the red spotted gold severum, fully grown. I lost a fully grown red shoulder severum. What else I lose? I lost a turquoise severum. I lost, yeah, so I lost those three. So I had an African tank. I sold all my Africans. I had a full grown, like a 12 inch, about a foot long, frontosa with a huge mucal hump. I had some pretty nice Africans, but I switched all the Africans. I sold all the Africans and switched to South American. So I got an albino Oscar. Well, what's left? I got an albino Oscar left. I got a blood parrot. I got a liberifer. And I still got one red shoulder severum left. So what I'm gonna do is I'm finna clean this tank, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the four South Americans that I got left. I'm gonna sell them, and then I'm either gonna switch the tank fully discus, which I know discus are really expensive. They're like $175 a fish, but it's a peaceful fish. Expensive but peaceful. And then I think I'm gonna just to get some movement in the tank because the discus kind of like to chill a lot. I'm probably gonna get maybe like 200 neon tetras because they swim in packs to kind of give some life to the tank, and maybe get about 15, 20 discus, and then just call it a day. Um, but yeah, but come on in, come on in, come on in. Discus do like plants. Cause I'm trying to decide, do I want to get the discus or do I want to go back to Africans? I don't know. It's kind of I'm trying to decide, but I'm gonna get rid of the rest of these South Americans. I've had South Americans for about the past 2 years, um, and I just want to switch. So either I'm gonna go back to Africans or I'm gonna go back to discus, or I'm gonna go to discus. Now, if I have to put plants in here, then I'm not gonna do discus. I'm just gonna go back to Africans, and I'm just gonna buy a bunch of Africans. Probably put about 100 Africans in here and call it a day. Um, call it a day. So I mean, it's a 125 gallon tank. It's a huge tank. Um, a lot of maintenance, but I got top of the line filtration. So um, I got a FX6. Well, I got two canister filters. I got a FX4 on the left side, and I got a FX6 on the right side, which is overkill. The FX6 should be able to turn over the water, for 125 gallon enough. The FX6 by itself, but you can never fill, over filter a tank because I always like my water to be crystal, 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 crystal clear. I hate going into somebody's crib and they got a fish tank, like a small ass fish tank, like a 40 gallon or 55 gallon, and that shit look like murky and shit. And then they have like a hang on the back, you know, filter. And I'm like, yo, and they be like, man, how your water always stay clear, bro? You gotta spend money on the right filtration. You can't go get a fish tank for aesthetic purposes and don't have the right shit to keep the water crystal clear. Yeah, spend the money. So, but yeah, I probably go Africans. But come on in, we're gonna talk about starting small while I clean this tank. Um, they don't move shit around. I gotta put the damn heaters back up and the thermometer and wipe the glass down a little bit and then fill it back up with water. I'm gonna do about a 75% water change. Uh, but come on in, come on in, come on in. Uh, Said the parent look vibrant. Yeah, I feed them the best of the best food. Gotta feed them that omega 1, baby. That omega 1, buddy. This ain't that cheap shit. Gotta feed them the best. The key to coloring fish is good food, good filtration. The water gotta stay clear. So, I make sure that shit. Hold on, let me see. I'll show you. Let me take this out. Hold on. So on this side, I got an FX4 filter in this side of the tank. So this is turning over the water probably shit, I don't know, maybe 500 or 600 times, right? And then on this side of it, so I got an FX4 on this side, and then on this side, I got an FX6, the big boy. So between those two, shit, I'm over filtrating the tank. So I used to do the frozen cubes. What I found out about the frozen cubes, as far as the uh they make the fish kind of aggressive a lot. They're more aggressive when I do the frozen cubes. Uh, so I kind of steered away from that form of protein and just stick with the pellets. Um, Especially with these South American. Well, even more with the Africans. Those the uh the cubes would make my Africans just go crazy. My bad. Yeah, big on fish. Let her geek. It's all good. I'm a fish guy too. I could tell you a fish guy. Yeah, I'm a fish guy too. You know what I'm saying? So it's an expensive hobby. It's a really expensive hobby, especially if you like the now the Oscar, you can go anywhere and get that to any normal fish store, but like the red shoulder severum, my gold spot, my red spotted gold severum. You know, the red spotted gold severum, it may be a little difficult to get, but I like to buy fully grown fish. The red shoulder severum, I damn near drove out of town to get them too. When I was into the Africans, I would go to this Chinese guy where I would have to drive out a nice little distance because he breeds and his whole crib ain't nothing but tanks. So I would drive maybe an hour and a half and go make sure when I went out there I got enough fish because I hated driving out there. Certain fish you can't just go in a traditional fish store like PetSmart and get the type of fish that I like to get. You know, I like to get the exotic uh, imported fish because it's an aesthetic purpose. So like usually when I have chicks come through, the first thing that they see when they come to this part of the crib is the fish tank. You know what I'm saying? So they always come over here and oh my god, oh this is so beautiful. Ah. So I always make sure I like, you know, colorful, vibrant imported fish, shit that they don't necessarily see in the fish store because it's a good conversation piece. That's the whole purpose. I wanted a good centerpiece for my condo, and it took me some years to figure out what I actually really wanted, and then I just decided on the fish tank. And I didn't even go this big at first. I started out actually, I swear, I started out with a 10 gallon, and then I went 55, and I spent a lot of money on the 55, and I put it over here. And when I realized it didn't take up enough of the space that I wanted to fill in, I kept it for a year, and then I upgraded to the 125, which I wish I would just did the 125 off jump because switching the tank out, moving the fish, uh, the water, recycling it, moving that tank out, moving this big motherfucker in here, it was just a lot of work. It was a lot of work. So, and even with, you know, cleaning it, I don't have to clean it as much because you see the type of filtration I got. So I only clean the tank once a month. It ain't really dirty. The water is clear, but you got to keep, you know, do a fresh water change. Well, you probably know that way to keep the fish looking vibrant and healthy and shit like that. But uh, major stores have crossbred fish. Yeah, a lot of stores have crossbred fish. Dempsey, Dempsey and Pierce damn near jumped out the tank during Q feed. Yeah, the protein and the protein and the blood worms. I think the blood worms make the fish really aggressive, man. Really aggressive. Just even when they smell, when you finna drop the blood worms in there, they go crazy. But yeah, I'm finna start cooking up. Let's cook up, man. Let's talk about starting small, man. We're gonna talk about starting small. And the reason I want to talk about that is because a lot of people come into this business and they like to start big. I did a live stream a while ago. Uh, Actually, I did two parts to it. It's called Box Truck Dreams, Cargo Van Money. And somebody recently asked me when I was going to do part three, and I'm probably am going to put a part three to it. Actually, people have been asking me, man, when I'm going to do more cargo van content. Um, a lot of the stuff that I talk about, you can associate it with the cargo van business. To be honest with you, but if you do got cargo van questions, you can always ask. The thing is a lot of people watch content, and they see shit, and they follow trends, and they have no patience. I think one of the main keys to success is patience. Patience. People don't have patience anymore, right? Um, People want that express way to that large lump sum of money, that express lane to success. But the problem with the express path to success is you're gonna miss a lot of jewels along the way. A lot of jewels that you would pick up, right? When you take that slow, steady path, you're gonna miss all that shit along the way. right? It's a lot of things that I learned in my time when I was scaling my business, right? Uh, a lot of crucial decisions that I made uh, in the process of growing the business uh, helped me ultimately reach that pinnacle level of success in a 4 to 5 year period. One of the first key crucial uh, decisions I think I made is when I hired Aaron. I realized very very early that the guy that I had working for me just wasn't competent enough from a physical standpoint and even from a knowledge standpoint. And me learning it myself, I knew that I had to hire someone with experience that could also help and train me, but could also, uh, pick up where for the shit that I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? It's always you. So like this, whenever I schedule a team, I always make sure that whether it's an A team, a B team, or a C team, obviously A being an elite team, B being second, and then C just being, a bottom tier team. I always make sure that I at least got one person on each truck that could pick up the slack if somebody else fell behind me. And I knew when I was getting started, it was a lot of slack that I need picked up for me, right? Because one, I was learning, and two, physically, I just wasn't there yet, and I didn't have the know how to maneuver a lot of this shit. So one of the first key things that I did was hire Aaron, and then Aaron showed me, trained me. Even though he was an employee of mine, he showed me and trained me on how to maneuver furniture, how to L couches upstairs, uh, uh, how to pack a truck. I didn't even know how to pack a truck. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know none of that. Like there's an art to packing a truck. So even when I was on the Avalanche and even when I rented my first box truck, he trained me on how to ultimately pack a truck. All these things were very, very crucial and instrumental, and they helped me grow faster. If I would have continued to be naive and just continue to be complacent in the position that I was in with the first guy that I had, even though this was a good friend of mine, and not be forthcoming to him and go to him and be like, yo, I'm finna hire somebody that, got a little bit more experience, man. This ain't gonna work. You just ain't strong enough. I'm trying to get to the next level. You know what I'm saying? I didn't look at it from, man, this is one of my homies. I just gotta keep rocking out. Nah, bro, I see the potential in this early. I said, yo, I'm going from not making no money, putting an ad up to making four, five, $600 a day in my own pickup truck. Man, let me see how far this thing can go. Right? Now, if I would have started in a 26-foot box truck, right? Let's say I would have borrowed some money, let's say from somebody, and went out and rented a 26-foot box truck and tried to implement that same strategy, going on Craigslist, posting ads, and running. I wouldn't have made it as far as I made it. I would have, I would have bought myself an express ticket to failure. One is because I would have fucked up so much shit at the beginning. Eventually, somebody wouldn't have paid, but I still would have been responsible for paying that note, right, for that truck, right? Which back at that time would have been $450 a week. I would have had a bunch of free miles, and 10 cent, 12 cent a mile, and then plus the insurance that I would have took. So you figure $500 or $600 with the taxes and shit a week, but that's still $500 or $600 a week, not even understanding or having a background or driving a truck that large, right? Starting that small enabled me to deal with a consumer who was looking for someone like me, who wasn't as experienced, because the price that I was charging them reflected my skill set. You see what I'm saying? The price that I was charging reflected my skill set. Me personally, if I go look for a mover in the position that I am now, with the type of shit that I required, even down to this, an inexperienced person wouldn't be able to come in here and move a 125-gallon tank. They wouldn't know what to do with it, right? So I wouldn't be looking for a mover on Craigslist because Or if I, let's say I went to Craigslist and I saw somebody charging $30 an hour. That's what my first fee was. The first fee I ever charged, outside of deliveries, when I started charging the hourly fee, was $30 an hour. I would never hire a person at this point in my life to come in my crib at $30 an hour. I'm already expecting you get what you pay for, right? So the people that were hiring me at that point, they knew what they were getting. And now in retrospect, I know what type of consumer was looking for a person at that price point. I never walked into nobody's house at that price point that furniture and their setting was creme de la creme. It was all, yuppies with hand me down shit, people who probably were scavenge hunting. Like we used to, people that would probably dumpster dive. And when I say dumpster dive, they weren't necessarily dumping in dumpsters. People throw out good furniture all the time. I've, switched my living room set a couple times since I've been here, and I'm not a party animal. The most company I have is whoever I'm dating at the time. So my furniture is always pristine. My sofas aren't sunken in. It's just when I get tired of a set, I dispose of it. And you have a lot of people that set nice furniture out, and then you'll have people that are just walking past and they'll grab the sofa or grab a dresser or something and they'll take it to their house, right? We call them dumpster divers in the moving industry, right? So they don't have an emotional attachment to that furniture because they got it out the alley anyway. 9 times out of 10 is scratched and beat to shit. So they don't really worry about the damage, right? This is why it's important to start small because, and I've said this before, but I'm reiterating it to a lot of the new subscribers that's come in. We've gained almost 1,000 new subscribers like in the past week and a half. So I got a lot of new, I see DMs. I don't click your DM open. I do read the previews. I see a lot of your questions. I just, I'm overwhelmed. So we're going to address certain things. So for the people that's been following me a while, don't get mad when you hear me addressing certain things again, right? So boom, those opportunities allowed me to learn how to do certain things and gave me the experience utilizing people's furniture that weren't going to hold me accountable for damaging their shit. If I would have started creme de la creme at the top with a 26-foot box truck, or hell, even a 16-foot box truck, right? It would have put me in front of a different type of customer that had better furniture, and I didn't have the materials, the tools, or even the know-how to even maneuver a lot of that shit, and I would have messed a lot of stuff up. I didn't have any major setbacks. I didn't have any major drawbacks. Why? Because I started very, very humble. I started with what I had. We did a members only live stream about an hour or so ago, and we were uh, what we were listening to an earnings call of a particular company, and we profile we listened to a profile of another company called BYD. It's an EV manufacturer based out of China, right? I saw a BYD bus here last week. Their cars haven't made it here yet for retail. Uh, you know, I don't know if they're going to let them come over here because it's going to put the pressure on Tesla. But 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 anyway, that company BYD outsold Tesla last year, and this is a company that Elon Musk 10 years ago was making fun of, ridiculing because Tesla is the big bad EV machine. Everybody's scared of Tesla. Tesla, had its run, and Elon, was really, 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 really giving this company hell 10 years ago, right? And here we are 10 years later, and this company outsold Tesla without even infiltrating into the US market yet. And they still sold more units than Tesla last year. They sold over 300,000 units in December alone, right? And this company started from humble beginnings. Humble beginnings. They didn't have the startup capital from a multi-billionaire who created a company during the tech boom of the late 90s and the early 2000s, a la PayPal, and had resources and capital from the sale of that 10, 15 years prior. They started from very, very, very humble beginnings, and Elon gave them shit for that. Y'all know how Elon likes to run his mouth and shit on people, right? But look, here we are now, outselling Tesla, outselling Tesla. Why? Because they built a product, and not only did they build a product, they found a way to build and manufacture a product for for a fraction of the cost of what a Tesla. They have a model that's only $10,000 retail, an electric vehicle that retails for 10,000 US dollars. The Model 2 that Tesla was supposed to be manufacturing, but I think they put it on the back burner now, was going to retail, or when it ever does come out, is going to retail for 24,000. But see how humble beginnings, how starting very, very small took them. Tesla has had all type of setbacks. Everybody has setbacks. But when you start very, very, very small and you grow very, very, very from humble beginnings, your mistakes don't cost you as much. Look how many people have come into the box truck business from a 26 foot perspective, from the pandemic up to now, and the horror stories that we hear. A lot of the stories are because of financial issues. Why do people have these financial issues? One, they invest into something that they fully don't understand, and they don't have the capital. Just because you got the truck, a lot of people think, okay, I get the truck, I get the load board, I instantaneously make money. It doesn't work like that. A business doesn't work like that. There's a certain, there's a thing called a learning curve. You're not going to know coming into this business what I know. Your first week and your second week and your third week, you're not going to be able to compete with a person who's been doing this since 2010. You don't have what I got up here. You don't have it. So guess what? It's going to cost you money to acquire the knowledge that I have, not by going paying somebody, from the trial and error, from you going out there learning. And the thing is a lot of people that come into this business and a lot of other business, they cash flow ain't long like that. They don't have a big bank. Most people come into this business with just enough. And it's just like I say, if you have just enough money to get in this business, it's not enough. It's not enough. You need cash flow. You have to have cash flow. The unexpected is going to happen when you least expect it. I've had people come up on my platform, first load truck broke down. Let's get big big dog. We got moderators in here, right? We got moderators. I see Pippi. Let's get big dog Brown. Let's just go ahead and snipe him, get him out the way real early. I see he gonna be a problem. So let's get him out the way real early. Um, yeah. So that's the issue. A lot of y'all that come in don't have the bread. You don't have it. You don't have it. And there's nothing wrong with that, because guess what? When I came into business, I didn't have shit. You probably listen. You probably had more than me coming into this business right now than I had coming in 2010. You know why? If you had $1, you had more than me, because I didn't have shit. Listen, I was praying I had enough gas to get to the first job completed so that I could put gas in the tank and keep rolling. And these are facts. These are facts. Now, I had a roof over my head because I was living at the OG crib, but I didn't have anything to start. I had just enough gas to go on the other side of town, do a job, pay my employee, put a little gas in the tank, and luckily for me, I continue to get phone calls after that. I continue to get phone calls after that, right? So give me 1 second, y'all. I gotta go turn the water off so I can wipe the glass down. But I'm gonna keep talking. So 1 second. So I had enough just to get going, right? And that first $75 that I got, right, from that job, that $75 for that mattress, I'll never forget. It was a mattress job. It came off a third floor. I'll never forget that job. It came off a third floor on the north side. I don't remember the block, but it came from a third floor off the north side. We took it down the back staircase, and we took it to the public storage on 35th and Ashland on the south side in Bridgeport. I didn't strap it down or nothing. I prayed to God that it didn't blow off the back of the truck on the expressway because I didn't even have no straps. I don't even know why I didn't think of that. But check this out. I didn't even have the bread to go purchase none on my way up there anyway. God was on my side. So that $75, July of 2010, took me all the way until the person that stands before you today. Right. I made that first $75 work for me. I never asked nobody for nothing. That $75 took me to where you see me at today. And I'm not making this shit up. This is facts. I've shown it. I've proven it. People have spoken my behalf. So that's a testament of where starting out small can take you to. There's no doubt in my mind, and I'm telling you this. There's no doubt in my mind that if I would have started with anything other than the way I did, there's a high possibility and probability that I would have failed. Now, that doesn't necessarily happen for everybody. You have some people that come in at the top and they seek success. One of the reasons they may see success is because they have enough cash flow to stretch them, right? Through the learning curve, through all the trial and error, they have enough money, whether it be cash or credit, right? All this matters. All this matters when it comes to starting a business, right? All this matters. So you have to make sure that you have enough capital. Um, uh, Now let's talk a little bit really quick about uh, different opportunities, different truck sizes, because this is a question that I've been getting a lot from a lot of the new subscribers. Different truck sizes. Mark, how should I start? Would you start with this? Is this good? We ain't gonna get into lanes during this live stream, but we're gonna talk about sizes, right? What should I start with? So the thing is you have to look like we talked about on the live stream earlier. You got to look at your situation and be honest with yourself. You know, if you know you ain't got no money, you know if you got money or you don't got money. Mark, well, how much is it going to cost to get in? If I say 20, 30, that's probably what it's going to cost for you to get in. But man, what about your cash flow? What about your cash flow? People don't think about the cash flow aspect of it. How are you going to sustain your business? You on the new, you want to run OTR. Why your favorite people don't tell you, well, on the new, you may struggle finding loads and finding brokers who are willing to work with you. So your loads may be sporadic. You may not be burning miles like that throughout the whole week. You may be getting loads, spotty loads, which in turn is resulting to minimal gross revenue, right? So minimal to the point where your costs are exceeding your income. You got to have some form of cash flow. Now, here's another thing. Well, man, I'm going to get this business line of credit and all this, that, and the third. No, you're not. Listen, and I'm going to have to keep, there's going to be something I'm going to have to keep reiterating. I see forever, right? Because you got a bunch of people on the internet telling people start a business, go get you a business loan. Listen, What they not telling you that they probably know, but they looking for people that they can finesse. You're not gonna get a business loan. You're not gonna get a business loan. You're not gonna get a business line of credit. You know why? Because your business is new. Ain't nobody gonna trust you. You ain't proving yourself. You ain't got shit. You ain't got no collateral. You don't have shit. Most businesses nowadays that do hard money lending, what do they use for collateral? They use your revenue. They look at your revenue. You have no revenue. You have nothing. You got to work with what you got. So you build it up. Some people say use other people's money, but ain't no other person gonna give you their money when you ain't got shit. You only new. Bank ain't gonna sit and talk to you until you've been in business 2 or 3 years. And even then, they probably ain't gonna give you shit. He's a fact. Oh, well, Mark, I'm gonna go get a fuel card. Listen, and this is where a lot of motherfucking misconceptions come from. Do you know how fuel cards work? Most fuel card companies, if not all, I've only dealt with one, Universal Premium. They don't let you go the whole month. They want their money either in a week or bi-weekly. They don't let that shit go the whole month. You know why? Because if they let it go the whole month, most people ain't gonna be able to pay that bill at the end of the month. They're gonna pump so much fuel from being out here working. When that bill come at the end of the month, they're not gonna have the revenue. You talking to a person who you talking to a person who's ran a large fleet of trucks, a large fleet of trucks, a large fleet of trucks. Check this out. And this ain't even all of them. This ain't even all of them. And I ain't gonna show you the front, but these are all fleet cards for my trucks. All of these are fleet cards for my trucks. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's like 6 missing, right? Let me cover up this. All right, so we use Universal Premium. All right. Now, let me explain to you how fleet cards work when you run in a fleet of trucks, right? Each one of these cards are assigned to a truck. Every time you request a new card, you go out and buy a new truck, there's a fee associated with that. Every month when you pay, or every other week when you pay the bill, they charge you for how much fuel you purchase. And each card, there's a fee associated with each card. Fleet cards are only for people who have fleets. So why would you get a fleet card when you only got one truck? You're looking to reduce, right, your cost. A fleet card comes with more bills. They're not just going to send you a bill. If you pump $5,000 worth of gas, the bill ain't going to just be 5,000. It's going to be 5,000 plus the service fee plus the maintenance fee. When I say maintenance fee, not like truck maintenance, they charge you a maintenance fee for each and every car, every single period. So now what? Now what you thought you was just gonna get out there with no money and you got a month to go make money and then you pay the bill at the end of the month? Nah, it don't work like that. They're not even gonna give you the end of the month. I would have to pay that bill every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, I would end up having to pay somewhere between $6,000 and $8,000 every 2 weeks. I've showed taxes with me paying 6 figures in fuel, over 6 figures in fuel a year. No problem, nothing. Not when you generating that type of revenue. But guess what? I'm generating the type of revenue where one, I can afford to pay the fees that are associated with it. And I have to invest into fleet cars because I'm running a bunch of trucks. I have to have something where I'm setting parameters so that people aren't taking advantage of me because I can monitor these cars. I can set parameters. I can assign certain things. I can log into the portal and see if they pump regular diesel, how many times. this, that, and the third. You don't need that. So guess what? You're gonna have to go get a traditional business credit card, or you're gonna have to utilize capital, something that you need to have coming into the business. What happens if you're starting a business and you come in with just enough and you on the new? Just like I said when I came in on the new, but I started from humble beginnings and I made mistakes, damaging shit. What happens if you do your first load and you don't strap it down correctly? I've had a subscriber come to me with this situation. Get to the destination, the whole load is destroyed. They don't pay you for it. Now you done drove from A to B and ain't gonna get paid. But you needed that money. That first load, you was banking on that first load revenue because that was going to take you to the next week. But now you don't get paid for it. Then what? Because you made a mistake. I made a mistake. You on the new, but you came in like a big dog. You came in like you had a bag. You ain't got no bag. You know why you ain't got no bag? You came in with like a big dog on the rental side. The ultimate big dog gonna come in and just gonna bow off rookie. Now I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with coming in on a rental side, but if you a big dog like that, you not even considering that. You come in straight off the ripple and just cashing out and gonna go buy you something. Let's keep it all the way above. Let's keep it all the way above. The statistics of success versus failures will give me enough motivation, but we know a lot of people don't know the statistics of success versus failure because you don't even do the research that you're supposed to do, the basic general research for entering into this business. But let's say a person did get a wind of the success rate versus the failure rate of new entrants into this business, and you heard the statistics of how the failures far exceed the success rates. That would give me enough motivation to sit down and really, 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 really do a deep dive analysis of what I'm about to invest into so that I don't become the greater, I become the fewer. And the fewer is the people that are successful. I guarantee you that if you start smaller, that path that you take to success is going to be a lot less stressful. And and check this out. Just because you start smaller doesn't necessarily mean that the journey is going to be really, 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 really long. That's not all the way true either. And see, I think that's where a lot of people mess up. They think, okay, if I start small, it's going to take too long to get to the riches. I want to get to the Bentleys. I want to get to the bad chicks. I want to get to the trips and all this, that, and third. Listen, all that shit gonna come. But if you're thinking about that shit off Ripple, then you shouldn't be in business anyway. You should be thinking about your profit margin. That's what you should be thinking about. It took me 4 years to ultimately reach peak, right? 4 or 5 years, right? 2014 was my takeoff year. Those 4 years went by really, really quick. You know why? Because I was so consumed with building the business and work, the time was like a blur. I didn't feel like the process was taken. And once I was doing so much work and that money was coming in, I didn't have time to spend the money. One day I started with nothing. The next day I looked up, I had 5 figures. And it kept going from there. I didn't have time to spend the money. Next thing I know, I look up, it's 2014. I got a warehouse, an office, and a fleet of trucks. It was a blur because I was so consumed with the day to day of getting to that point that when I look back, I'm like, God damn, it seemed like it was just yesterday when I went and did that first job. So I'm telling you that to tell you this. If you do things the right way, trust me, the time will go by. Listen, if I could turn back the hands of time, I wouldn't do shit different. But I would like to take that journey over again because it was a hell of a ride. It was a hell of a ride. I would do exactly everything over again. But this time, if I could take that journey again, knowing that I'm going to be where I'm at now, I would take the time to take it in more. See, I didn't wasn't thinking about taking it in. I was thinking about bread, get more trucks, more trucks, more trucks. See, I got off on getting more trucks, more trucks, more trucks, more trucks. I wanted more trucks, 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 trucks. I got obsessed with trucks, right? Because I realized early that, hey, well, it's not a shortage of labor. I can get more trucks. I can get more money because the opportunity is there. Once I got the know-how, because I started small and I was able to build my knowledge up, and simultaneously while I was building my knowledge up, I was building my capital up. You couldn't stop me. You couldn't stop me. Whatever opportunity came to me, y'all saw in the emails. I was ready. You know why? Man, can you bring on 5 trucks? Yes. Did I have those 5 trucks when they asked me? No. But I accepted yes. And you know what I did? I went and got 5 trucks. How was I able to go get those 5 trucks? When you saw that one email when he said, man, can you ramp up? You already got 3 running. We looking to bring on more. And then they hit me from the other, like, man, bring on more. Because I had the cash flow. As the money was coming in, as I was learning, I was building the cash flow from doing the work. Here goes something else. I was appropriating the right way by banking it and leaving it and letting it sit there, allowing that money, that business to continue to work for itself, right? Every single truck recouped and acquired, meaning the initial truck that I first bought, truck one, initial investment paid, 30 days, that money was recouped. 30 more days later, that money, that truck acquired another one. It recouped and acquired. I never went back into my pocket and wrote another check. No, one time. One time the money came out my pocket. Everything else, it came from the business. It was a domino effect. That's another thing. People want to jump the gun too quick. Another reason people fail. I said this before. Listen, your business is going to talk to you. Your business is going to tell you what it is. If you don't hear your business talking to you, then you ain't there yet. Listen, me and my business, we used to have conversations. Hey, go ahead and go get another truck. You sure? Man, look in the account. It's right there. Oh, okay, bet. If your business ain't talking to you, then it ain't time yet. Your business might be talking to you, but it's telling you something. Your business may be telling you, hey, pimp, you need to work a little bit harder. That's what your business may be telling you. That's what it may be telling you. You ain't listening to the right message. You ain't listening to the right message. You see what I'm saying? So starting small, in my experience, if I had a son that wanted to get into this business and he came to me and said, Dad, buy me a box truck 26 footer, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. Even with me guiding him, right? I wouldn't do it because I knew it would ultimately lead to failure. I would require him to start off small. Now, he wouldn't have to start off the way I did, right? But I would start him off small in either his personal car, maybe a cargo van. Now, if you don't have a person who has experience in this business, then you might want to start even smaller. And that's just it. That's it. There's nothing wrong with it. All you guys that want to get into that box truck and you know you got cargo van money, consider a cargo van. You got box truck dreams, but you really got cargo van money. Don't fool yourself. Don't set yourself up for failure. Don't put yourself in an okie doke. Don't put yourself in a worse financial situation than you already are, trying to chase something that you have no idea what you're about to invest into. Meaning, jumping out here, investing into something with not enough money, ultimately failing, running into that brick wall. Now you done personally guaranteed some shit, right? Because this is another thing you don't know. You're gonna have to personally guarantee it. And guess what? When the shit hit the fan, it's still gonna fall on your personal credit, right? Because you co-signed for it. Why set yourself up for some shit like that? Why set yourself up for some shit like that? Now you're gonna have people out here that's gonna tell you they're gonna coach you and do all this shit. So you don't have to go through all that bullshit. Bullshit. That's fine and dandy, but if you ain't got the chop to get you to the promised land and to keep you out here, then that road gonna be a little bit difficult. Pimp. It's gonna be difficult. Now, this is my this is my viewpoint on it. You're gonna have other people that may think differently, you know. But I know that starting from nothing, or I should say humble, small, is the best way to go. Read the autobiography of a lot of your favorite billionaires and multimillionaires. Read the biography of Sam Walton. Read the biography of Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. Research the beginnings of Amazon and Jeff Bezos. Research the beginning of how Two Men in a Truck got started. You know how Two Men in the Truck got started? It was two brothers that were in Michigan on a college campus that started doing small jobs and deliveries in their pickup truck under the table, just as a hustle to help pay their way through college. Their first initial loan uh, to get started in that pickup truck was from their aunt. Is he from the aunt or the mother? And now, today, Two Men in a Truck is a national franchise. A lot of your favorite multimillionaires and billionaires started from humble beginnings. Now, you may think in the 26 footer is humble, but on the hierarchy of things in this industry, it's not. It's damn near to the top. and it's a little bit more advanced. And I'm just speaking from what I see. The more people that I have call in, the more people that I talk to, the more people that reach out to me. If you're lucky enough that I respond to you in the DM, have no clue. And ultimately, it's sad. Before you can ultimately be successful running a box truck, a cargo van, a goddamn sled, you have to have some understanding of business, and you have to have some understanding of finances. The ultimate goal is to make money. If you don't know how to count, if you don't understand that you're getting into business to ultimately profit, if you don't understand how to determine profit, then god damn it, you shouldn't be in business. If you come up on my platform and we're talking about finances and determining if you're profitable or not, and you don't even know the fucking equation to determine if you're profitable or not, you shouldn't fucking be in business. You just out there fucking willy-nilly just so you can say you got a fucking box truck business. If you don't fucking know the difference between gross and fucking net, you shouldn't be in business. Period. It's fucking ridiculous. Well, what's your cost per mile? Uh, 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 it's like ain't no it's like it's what it is. You should know what it is all back. If you already up and operational and you hit the link and you call me and you chilling in your box truck and you out in the world on a load at a truck stop in between runs, that means you already up and operational. So how the fuck is it a? You should know what it is. Man, I just can't figure it out. Yeah, you can't figure it out because you don't know what it is. That's why you can't figure it out. Well, the guy came up last week. The guy came up last week. Let's get rid of Ozis. Cost per mile. He may be in here, but you know how we cook up. We don't hold no hostages. Oh man, well what's your cost per mile? Oh, it's like this, that. Well, man, well what equation you use to come up with your cost per mile? Well, shit. Well, I spent this much on gas, so I made this much minus the fuel. This is what's left. So man, I did this, and that's my cost. So what about everything else? What about your truck note, your insurance? Oh no, I ain't that none of that. Well, this is why you having a problem. This is why you up here hitting the link. You can't be a lazy business owner. How the fuck? Listen, if the goal is to come in and make money so that you can go out and do this shit that you want to do that's not best for you anyway, right? Trick off and do whatever else. Don't you think you should know if you making money or not? The goal is to make money so that you can go spend it on dumb shit anyway. How the fuck you don't know if you making money or not? How you don't know the equation to determine if you profitable or not? I don't get it. Buy for $1, sell for two. You buying for $1, selling for 50 cents. You losing 50 cents on every single fucking mile you drive, and then can't understand why, for the life of you, you're not making no money. You don't know what it's costing you to run. Gotta do better. Gotta do better. This is why the success rate is very, very minimal. This is why it's minimal. This is why it's low. This is why you have halves, and this is why you have have-nots. The haves is going to do everything that's best for them. They're going to make the right decisions. They're going to appropriate their funds correctly. They're not going to be out here doing all this dumb shit, worrying about fucking Cassie and P. Diddy and all this goofball ass shit. They're going to be doing shit that ultimately is going to get them more and more money. I know what I'm doing first thing in the morning. I know what, as soon as I get up in the morning at 3:30, 4 o'clock, I'm gonna go sit right in my computer and I know where I'm finna start transition a lot of shit to. And I'll tell you, I'm finna move a lot of shit into NVIDIA. And I can tell you that because a lot of y'all ain't gonna have the capital to go put that shit in there anyway. And that I'm not shitting on them, I'm just keeping it a buck. But I already know what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm already knowing what my money play is for tomorrow. I already know where I'm going with it tomorrow based on the information that I saw and retained today. I'm not worried about all the shit that's not best for me. If I have time at the end of my day, if I'm not too tired to indulge in some fuckery, then I'll indulge in a little fuckery. But my day is consumed with uh uh seeking information, seeking knowledge, retaining that information, sharing that information with the people who who whose mindsets align with mine. And then at the end of the day, if I got some time for some fuck shit, I'll indulge in it. I spent 2 hours listening to an earnings call so that I can know where the future or where we're going as far as the next 2 to 3 years with our investments. What sector? Where should my money be? Where should I be dollar cost averaging most of my money in? Should I be transitioning? Is this play over with? Should I sell out of this and move my profits from this over to that? I'm not worried about dumb shit. If I was starting a box truck business right now, my free time would be consumed with learning trucking shit. All my free time in 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 21, 2022 was always looking for that next bag. Any free time, man. Who needs trucks? I got it. I got trucks. Now I might have not accepted everyone's offer, but I was always on the hunt for a bag. Always. Where's the new opportunities at? Let's get rid of not your business. Let's just go and get rid of them. I don't want to get no questions asked that ain't got shit to do with shit. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of not your business. I don't even want to look at them. If any dumb shit come up in my chat, see, I'm not worried about subscribers. I don't give a goddamn about subscribers. YouTube doesn't fund my lifestyle at all. I put up copyrighted music. I do everything to not get a check. All right. So let's get rid of him. Anybody put any dumb shit, just go ahead and get rid of him. Go on, get rid of him. What it look like I'm doing? That's a dumb question. What does it look like I'm doing? I'm running my mouth and cleaning a big ass tank. That's what I'm doing. It's obvious what I'm doing. It's obvious what I'm doing. So because you asked a dumbass question, we don't got room for shit that's ignorant. Not wasting my time on ignorant shit. Spend your time on shit coming up in this box truck business or your cargo van business. Spend your time, the time that you have, even when you on your truck, if you at a rest area, a truck stop, you got your laptop with you, your iPad with you, be looking for other opportunities. If you're not looking for other opportunities, be educating yourself on business. Go on YouTube, look up MIT, listen to some free business one-on-one lectures, listen to some economic lectures. Educate yourself so that you can thrive out here. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, the middle class is finna be damn near non-existent. It's either gonna be haves or the have-nots. Either you gonna have it or you not gonna have it. The middle class, the class that's suffering the most is the middle class. You know why? Because the have-nots can live off the government. The have-nots don't want to have. They fine with not having because the government got their back, right? So they ain't tripping. You know why? Because when inflation continues to go up, they're gonna get more on their EBT card. The more kids old girl have, the more money they gonna give her. They gonna give her cash and they gonna give her food. See, the haves ain't worried about it because when shit is good, it's good. When shit is bad, it's good. Why? Because when shit is bad, the middle class get affected, and then the haves get to buy the middle class's assets at a fraction of the cost. It's like a sale, and that's the mindset that you want to have. You don't want to put yourself in a middle class mind frame. You want to put yourself. It's two classes. Look at this shit like two classes: haves and have-nots. Now it's different levels to haves. Now you got some billionaire halves, you got some millionaire halves, you got some 100,000 air halves. It's different levels to haves, but if you in the have category, that means you got a have mind state. Then you got the have nots. Now the people in the middle, those are people that suffer the most. You don't want to put yourself in the middle type of mind frame. So how do you become a have and you doing middle class work? That's like I say all the time. Simple. You in a have, you in a have type of business, let's say, or a job, career, business, right? Delayed gratification. You delaying your gratification, taking that money that you was gonna go fuck off, and you putting that into something that's ultimately gonna accrue over a period of time that's gonna be able to give you and put you in that have category years later. And those years don't have to be 30 and 40 and 50 years later. Like there's things that you can invest in that can accrue over a short period of time, a couple years. The more aggressively you invest, oh, I'm serious, the more you delay your gratification, the more aggressively you can invest into different forms of passive income. And it's just like I was talking about as far as the scale up to success, how a lot of people want that instant gratification. They want to come in at the top because they want to ball out. They don't want to take that slow grind to the top, right? It's the same thing. You wouldn't believe you could be, working really, really hard, delaying your gratification. And in a couple of years of just delayed gratification, you'll look up and you'll have a portfolio, a diversified portfolio of different array of assets that could be in a high six figures or seven digits. All it takes is one smart investment. And that goes back to what I was saying earlier. The time that you have free when you on your truck, you at a truck stop, instead of scrolling on Instagram looking at the double dose twins and all this goofball ass shit, start studying companies. Imagine investing into Nvidia last year or even 6 months ago. Look where you would be today. Imagine investing in a Fetch last year when I told you. Imagine where you would be today. Imagine investing into Solana last year when I told people to. Imagine where you'd be today. Imagine investing into just the AI sector, period, last year or even 6 months ago. Depending on how aggressively you invested, look how much money you have today. Imagine investing into the real estate market in 2009, 2010, if you had cash on hand. Look how much your property portfolio will be worth today. That Nvidia play was only 6 months ago. So it don't take long. It's about doing the proper research on the right companies and the right assets at the right time, knowing what's next, following certain things, knowing where technology is at, identifying key players, who's on the up and come. I give you a clue. Pay attention to Sam Altman. Pay attention to Sam Altman. I give you a clue. That shit usually reserved for the members only. But you know, I always help the public people out from time to time. I give you a gem from time to time, give you some play. Pay attention to Sam Altman. Because guess what? OpenAI eventually gonna have to go public. They eventually gonna have to go public. But keep an eye on Sam Altman. Pay attention to what's going on over there. It's a lot of shit in the works over there. It's a lot of shit in the works over there. While it's still early. While it's still early. See, the key word is early, never late. Don't always focus on following trends. Be an early adopter. You know why? Because when people start following trends, the real money already been made. See, that's the thing. When trends arise, the real money already been made. So if you see a trend that's trending, don't do it. It's too late. That's a tip for you. That's a tip for you. A lot of the people that invested into trucking and all that other shit during the pandemic, when that shit was really, really trending, if they knew better, they did better. When the shit was trending, it was already too late. You know, it was already too late. So, all right, I'll take a few questions. I think I cooked up enough. Put the water in this tank. Hey, Mark, when you were full stride in business, did you put any of your business under a shell corp for protection? If not, what are your thoughts? You can do a holding company if you want, but I separated the moving company from the trucking company. I've always incorporated. I felt like uh, at that particular time, being incorporated was enough protection for me. Um, I would consider a shell company, like a holding company. Let's say if I continue to build up my real estate portfolio, then that's something that I'm looking to do because each building, now that's something I do LLC. Like each property is its own LLC, right? So if I own 123 Main Street, that particular property would be 123 Main Street LLC. And let's say I own 124 Main Street, then that particular property would be 124 Main Street LLC, 125 Main Street LLC. Now all these LLCs would be under one holding company, right? So it'll be one holding company, and then each property will operate as its own LLC entity within that holding company. That's something that I would set and put under a holding company. Um, the moving company and the trucking company, they were fine operating as two separate entities that were incorporated. Yeah, so basically what I got left are the Oscar, the Blood Parrot. I got a Liberifer and a Red Shoulder. Let's get rid of Aiden Plays. You said who keeps swimming back? I'm gonna put the word back in there. They can live. They got so um ah get your butt out the way. Why you call her Pippi? You done name one of my fish Pippi? They gonna be stressed when you changing the water. That's always. Ain't nothing you can do about that. But just do it. But I still got some work to do in the tank. I gotta put some stuff back up in place. They done knock some shit out of place. But yeah. Any more questions? Mark, the Oscar is officially named Pippi. Oh, I'm saying, did you have any nickname? No, I don't nickname fish, bro. You might have came in late. The whole purpose of the tank was one, uh, for aesthetics and a conversation piece. As far as naming the fish, no. I've had I've had people name them. Like I was dating this one chick and she made a name for a fish or two. Um, but me, I don't get that involved. You know what I'm saying? I feed them. I make sure that the water is clear. I and that's it. I don't I don't be naming them and shit like that. No. Nope. 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 Not I. Not I. Now I I ain't gonna lie. This is a task, uh, and I don't like doing it, but I got to do it. So because you got to take care of the fish. So how previously you said research business that you getting into, but how do you research for things that you don't know until until you research for? So one, you know you're going into business, right? So there's a few different categories that you probably should focus on more so at the beginning initially. I would definitely do intro to business, right? Find an intro to business one-on-one lecture or a course on YouTube. I think MIT offers one, it's free. From there, I would look into some economical one-on-one courses. Look into macro and micro. Now you might be trying to figure out what does that have to do with trucking. It has a lot to do with trucking. Business is business. If you understand the basic fundamentals of business, it'll give you the mindset, right, that you need to have basic understanding of what is required for you to be successful in whatever business that you are entering into. The next thing, I would start looking into some business finance 101, right? Also, I would be looking into basic trucking, how to start a trucking business. What are the most important things to know and understand when starting a trucking business? These are different things that I would be Google searching, right? Another thing is uh, finding someone. Nowadays, you can find people that have experience, right? Look for influencers or content creators. Now, with that, you have to be careful because a lot of people out here don't necessarily have the experience, or they're just content creators. You know what I'm saying? They may have a few years experience, and I don't not nobody, but you got to find somebody that you feel comfortable with, that you feel like you're gonna get the most value from, right? And this is where one of your first business decisions you're going to make, because consuming information from someone is almost like hiring a consultant without hiring them. So you have to make the wise decision based on you know based on I guess your intuition from what you hearing on or who not who you want to consume information from, right? A lot of people choose the wrong people, you know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. But you can find people online and just listen to them talk, you know. But though that groundwork that I just talked about, as far as the Google searches and looking for business lectures, I think that's very important. What that's going to do is that's going to set you aside from a lot of the people that just stumble across content that say, "Oh, start a box truck business, make $1 million." That's going to separate you from them, because they're going to look at those bullet points from those content creators. One, go get a DOT. Two, go get an MC. Three, BOC. Three, four, UCR. Five, get you some insurance. Six, go rent you a truck. See, they think it's just as simple as that, but it's a lot more to it, right? The person who does the shit that I just said is going to get a lot more further, because it's a lot more intricate starting this type of business than that. If you don't understand how to count, you don't understand what margin is, if you don't understand like how to calculate cost per mile, you don't understand that you're in business to ultimately make money. If you don't even understand the difference between gross and net, and believe it or not, there's plenty of people that come up on my platform that don't understand these things, but yet and still they got a box truck, or yet and still they talking about they gonna go get a box truck, or they finna go get a box truck, and they don't know, and then they try to make up all these goofball ass excuses of why they don't know this shit. This is what's going to set you apart from them, because ultimately this is going to be your competition, and it's just going to make life a lot more easier for you. You know, uh, the competition is fierce, but then again, I'm starting to realize that a lot of the people that's out there that's active now, they don't got a clue. They don't got a clue. So they ain't got a clue. So um, the person who really understands business is going to make it further than the person who plans. Don't be the person that's playing. All your time, all your free time, allow yourself to soak up as much knowledge as possible. All your free time, allow yourself to soak up as much knowledge as possible. The goal is to get in, build, get money, be successful. And if you want to build something where you can pass it down, or if you want to build something where you can sell it when the market is right, so that you could take that money and invest it into other things, and continuing to build things and sell things and keep moving like most successful entrepreneurs. do nowadays, then you can do that as well. Um, and that's the key. What is Bay Area talking about? Who was he talking to? I don't know who he talking to. Oh, he talking to somebody else. All right. All right. Any more questions? How much is a good starting pay for a helper? Bay Area doing what? What type of work? Is it final mile? What you doing? Moving? What are you doing? What's the work you doing that you need a helper for? What type of work you doing that you need a helper for? Final mile? Where do you where what market are you in? Let's get rid of Forest Stand real quick. Hey, Forest Stand, check this out. Let me show you something. Five. Oh, damn, that was quick. Woo! Who was that? That was SD Walt. That dude hit him with that. He hit him with one of these. SD Walk hit him with one of these. SD Walk hit his ass with. He hit him with one of these, boy. Hey, look. SD Walk came with one of them 5.56s. SD Walk hit him with one of them boys right there. He sniped that boy from the roof. That boy didn't even have time to think about it. He was just getting started. He didn't even have enough time to 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 to, to finish his thought. You say you in Nashville? Whew. What are you already? Do you already got an account running or no? Uh, you already got an account running? I forgot your name. Y'all got some good ranges out there. Yeah, just expensive. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Now I can't tell you what the your rate is gonna be, and because I don't know, and but I'm gonna be honest with you. In my market for a helper, I honestly be having to pay them $200 a day right now. Somewhere between 175 on the low end, 225 on the high end. Driver somewhere between 200 and 300 a day. All right. Uh, the cost of living and to stay competitive and to keep a person coming to work and encourage to come to work, then that's what the rate would have to be. So that would give you the motivation and incentive on what to negotiate, right? And that's a part of the negotiation process too that you have to keep in mind that you got to pay employees, right? and you have to pay them a competitive wage, because if they're not coming to work every day and the truck is sitting because you lack employees, or you know you can't retain, right, your retention numbers are high because you can't keep nobody because you're not paying handsomely enough. You got to keep that in mind. So when you going in to these 3PLs, and I don't know how long you've been following me, but I did a really good video Sunday, a live stream Sunday, where I showed a lot of my early negotiation tactics. Um, and it gave a lot of people insight that anytime that I would go in and I would negotiate, all my costs were already calculated before I even took the meeting, right? I know what it would cost me to operate every single account before I took it, right? If if the numbers didn't add up, I didn't accept it. I didn't get a chance to run it to realize it wasn't enough. I'm smart enough. I understand the business. I understand business to calculate what it's going to cost. So boom, you have to know, like, listen, what's what's a livable wage? What's something that's livable in my market where I feel like I can pay my helper, my driver, that I know that they're going to come to work every day. You live in, what do you say, Memphis, Tennessee? What do you say? What did he say he lived in? What did he say he lived in? Bay Area. Oh, Nashville. Man, probably somewhere between 150, I would say, for the helper, to 200. The driver, I probably would definitely pay him 200. The driver doing the most work. He don't even get a break. He carrying shit and he driving the truck. The helper get a chance to take a break in between each delivery. He's sitting on the passenger side, getting him a quick 20-minute nap in. So you gotta make sure the driver is compensated. The truck ain't even gonna move without a driver. So you figure I would allot somewhere about $350, $400 for each route, just for labor. You know, um, your biggest for final mile, since you're gonna be local, depending on how dense your route is, you're not gonna be burning much fuel. So your biggest daily expense should be your labor. Your margins are gonna be small regardless. That's what you gotta understand. If you're running a truck, and you're not on it, I don't know if you're gonna be on it or not. Shit, you'll be lucky if you net somewhere between $100 to $200 a day. And if you net $100 to $200 a day, you're doing good. Shit, you not on the truck, so you can't really trip. You can't really trip. You can increase the margins by going out and being on the truck. If this is your first account, I would, I would, I would definitely get out there and be on the truck. I would definitely be out there and get on the truck. You know, if this is your first rendezvous in business, then you definitely need to be out there, because you need to understand and learn what is required to run and operate that account. In order to be able to train somebody to be effective and successful, you have to know how to do it yourself. So would you pay by day or hour? Day. You got to. The thing with Final amount, each day is going to be different. No day is consistent with the previous day. Shit, you could have 10 stops tomorrow and it could be all 28 cubic foot French door refrigerators going up 3 flights of stairs. And then tomorrow you could have, a mixture of, washers and dryers and ranges all going to ranch style homes with no stairs involved. And it's a whoop, bam, thank you, ma'am. You're going straight through the side patio door. The level of difficulty is going to range day to day. And obviously the higher the level the higher the level of difficulty, the longer the stop is going to take, right? And if you got a multitude of stops on a particular day that have a high level of difficulty, then ultimately ultimately that day is going to go longer than a day where you know uh you may have fewer stops or less level of difficulty, jobs with less level of difficulty. So each day is going to be different. So I'm saying that to say this: you pay a person by the hour, shit, they may be out there 14, 15 hours one day. The next day may only be out there 10. You give them a day rate, but then that's why you also pay them handsomely too, because some days they gonna come out ahead, and some days they not. So you got to compensate them for both, give or take. So that's very important. You got to understand that coming in on the new, uh, it's going to be a lot of trial and error. So uh, what's going on? What happened? Uh, he can't be blocked. Uh, wait, what happened? If you were starting out fresh in business from this point when you got your license, a little bit of money you paid yourself, would you invest in the S&P 500 to keep from spending unwisely? Yeah, so that's what I do now. I don't even have a savings account. I got a checking account, right, that covers uh my living expenses, obviously my mortgages and my other fees, my utilities, and my frivolous spending and shit like that. But all my money is working. So instead of putting money into savings account, I diversify all my excess money into different shit. So I'm dollar cost averaging into certain stocks, S&P, certain cryptos every day. I'd rather my money be working for me than just sitting dormant in a savings account dead. So whenever I need to go get excess money, so let's say if it's a month where I I overspend on my budget for the month, then I basically have to go pull from an asset. Now I got certain assets that I just don't touch, but then I got certain assets that are short term plays that I would pull from. So more than likely, most of my plays are in the green. So I would find something that's a short term play that's in the green, and whatever I need, I would go pull from that. So I utilize different markets as my bank account, right? Because I could put, let's say I put 10 grand, let's say in the bank, and that 10 grand that I put in the bank in the savings account, 30 days from now is going to be 10 grand, right? But let's say I put 10 grand into, I diversified 2,000 into 5 different assets. One of those assets that I invested 2,000 in could look up and it could be $8,000, or it could be $4,000, it could be $5,000, depending on what it is and how much it ran in that short period of time, right? So yeah, I would do that because that's what I do now. I don't even have a savings account. I just put my money in different assets, and that's ultimately how you keep your money working for you, so that you don't have to, you know, go out and you know, or not go out, but uh, that's how you keep your money working for you, so that your money is earning. Like man, savings account to me is just that benefits the bank. That shit don't benefit me. That should benefit the bank. The bank loaning my money out and giving me pennies on the dollar and charging somebody else 8% or whatever the Fed rate is right now, 5%, and giving me less 0.0061. So I I invest my money into different. I put my money into different assets. I don't put it in the bank at all, in savings accounts. Thank you for the help, Mark. You're really bringing trucking business to full perspective. Appreciate you. Yeah. So yeah, I learned that years ago. Like the bank, having checking accounts, they always call and be like, "Hey, you want to open up a savings account?" And my answer is always, "Hell no, hell no." So that y'all could loan my money out to somebody else. That's like y'all treat me like a vic. Y'all basically, I'm a victim to y'all. Y'all basically pimping me. If I know I'm getting pimped, why would I continue to get pimped? No, I'd rather go take a chance and put my money into something else that could potentially give me a bigger payout in a short term. I'm willing to take that risk. And if I play my cards right, like I majority of the time do, I'm gonna end up coming on the better end because I'm doing the research that's ultimately gonna be in my best benefit. I don't go invest into shit that don't make no sense. I invest into things that are gonna pay good. You know, um, you got some riskier plays and you got some less riskier plays, but that's when diversification comes in. You know, I got plays that are more riskier and I got plays that are less riskier, but because I'm diversified on the grand scheme of things, I always stay in the green. So why the fuck is this not sticking? So that's that. Any other questions? People out here smart. I never find anybody. I never take a job that pays by the day. Yeah. Uh, with a properly run business, how many trucks would it take to live a moderately comfortable lifestyle? Um. Ah, man. Well, ooh. Sometimes I want to kind of tell you how I did it, but that was 10 years ago. And I'm trying to uh add inflation, right, for today's time. So let's look at it like this. I started with nothing in 2010. By 2014, I was grossing $1 million a year, operating on a 20% profit margin. with a salary of $200,000 a year to myself. So my salary was included in that million some. It was over $1 million, million and some change, right? Um, I could have moved out prior to that, but I did it right because I wanted to reinvest, continue to reinvest into the business. Um, comfortable. See, level of comfortability is different for everybody. My level of comfortability may be more than someone else's level of comfortability. Uh, or my level of comfortability may be less than somebody's level of comfortability. I think depending on where you live at and what your level of comfortability is, it depends. For me to for me to my bills, um, I spend about 120, $130,000 a year on bills, pretty much. Right, I'm averaging about somewhere between $9,000 to $11,000 a month. Right, so I would have to bring in three times that amount of money. Right, so if you say you are looking at, let's say, a condo or a house, depending on what the house would cost and a calculation of what your utilities would be, and if you have kids, let's say, versus if you don't have kids, whatever the cost of food, clothing, and shelter, times how many people you got to take care of, whatever that total number is, times it times three, right? So if you looking at, let's say, a monthly stipend of your bills of $5,000 a month, you know that's $60,000 a year to live. Then that means you would need to be pulling in $180,000 a year to live comfortably. Anything less, anything less, it would be obtainable. I mean, you would be able to do it. Like you would be able to live for 100,000, right? But it's just gonna be like being in the middle class and robbing Peter to pay Paul, right? Because that number that I gave was basically for living. That didn't include disposable income. That didn't include disposable shit. If you're a young guy or older guy, whatever, and you dating or you got you want to go out to eat or you want to take a trip or you want to do anything that would fit under the category of disposable income, then shit, that where the rest of that money would go right there. Clubbing, dinner dates, movies, all that shit. That's where the rest of that money would go. All right. So the formula is usually three times. It's the same formula when you go rent a place, right? Depending on what the rent is, they want to see that you make three times the amount, right? Because they calculating for all your other bills and expenses, right? Because they want to make sure that they get their money and be able to pay you be able to pay the rest of your bills, right? Because if you don't, something gonna get neglected, and they rather it not be them, so they just rather you be able to afford everything, and the formula is three times the amount. So let me up to talk to you. You gotta wait for the call-in show. I don't have the capability to do that on this vertical format of live streaming. But when you see me in my studio, uh, then you can come up. I can drop the link. I think I'm gonna do the call-in show tomorrow night. So Make sure you come up tomorrow night. I'm gonna do it tomorrow night because I think Friday I'm gonna try to go to that Provari restaurant, Costas. I'm gonna matter of fact, I'm gonna see if I can get a reservation today before I go to bed. See if I can get a reservation. So yeah, I'll probably do it tomorrow. Um, I'm failing and I need help fast. I don't think it's a way I can add anybody this way. Yeah, you're gonna have to come up tomorrow, Tracy. Tomorrow I'm doing a call-in show. Just make sure you got your notifications on. And when I hit the live button, make sure you hit the link and come up. I can't do it right now. But tomorrow, I'm gonna do the call-in show, and you should be able to call in tomorrow. I wish I could. If it was a way I could bring you up, I would, but I can't. When I'm live from the phone in vertical format, I can't do it. I'm having a hard time right now. I would have been filled the tank back up with water, but I'm trying to put this fan back on, and for some reason, oh, I know what the problem is. It's not sticking. Oh, there you go. Ah, God damn it, bro. But what's the call in show? Yeah, yeah, I can get to you tomorrow. Yeah, Tracy, you got to call in tomorrow. Wait. Rates with TQL are killing me, and Enterprise haven't taken out the truck rental money for. So you renting the truck and they haven't. So you've been spending the money. Where's the money? If they haven't taken it out, the money should be in your account, right? If they haven't taken it out, it should be there, right? For fuel, yes, and expenses. Rachel Chief. No, I'm saying you said they haven't taken the money out. So where's the truck rental money? If they didn't take it out, where is it? Ah, I'm still in my account. Been in business for 2 months. It's in my account. So if you got the money, wait. So how are you almost out of business? Rachel Chief killing me. And Price haven't taken out the truck rental money. So real brief, just write in what's the problem, because I don't understand if you got the money for the truck rental, the rates are not what you thought they would be. How you what's the issue? I'm trying to figure out what I'm missing here. The spot market isn't sustainable for rental payments. So I raked up mileage and no way I can cover it with the rates I'm getting on the spot market. So how much is your truck rental and mileage? How much are you paying for the truck? Uh, 2,400 a month. That's 600 a week. 19 cents per mile. 39 cent excess mileage. 5,000 miles allocated a month. How many miles are you driving a month? Oh, so you don't have the truck money. So you spent the rental truck money for this week for fuel, or they taking out the money once a month? Also Anderson. 14,000 miles. Wait. You driving a lot of damn miles. Wait. You driving a lot of damn miles. How many miles are you driving a day? They giving you 5 5,000 miles allocated, and you went 14. So you got 9,000 miles at 39 cents a mile. So, goddamn. Hey Siri, what's 9,000 times 39 cents?
9,000 times 39 cents is $3,510.
God damn. Wait, hold on. Did they? Shit. Let me make sure I heard that right. Hey Siri, what's 9,000 times 39 cents?
9,000 times 39% is 3,000.
No, not 39%. Hey Siri, what's 9,000 times 39 cents?
9,000 times 39 cents is $3,510.
$3,510 on the miles. Wait, you drove 21,000. Wait. April to today. So they haven't been billing you at all? Yeah, you gotta wait till tomorrow, man. You gotta wait till tomorrow. I got too much shit going on over here, man. I gotta be sitting down and being able to swap my screens and shit. I wasn't expecting. I expected to come on here and cook up. I didn't expect to have one of these types of conversations. I just wanted to talk some shit. Normally I play music when I'm cleaning this tank, but I said I use this time to cook up. But shit, yeah, you gonna have to call tomorrow because I need to be sitting at the computer and really focused. Like it's hard to. I can't really do that here because I need a whole backstory, and I'm trying to figure out where. And with your numbers, I mean, I'm good at math, but that's a lot of miles. Even with the 14,000 miles, like, how are you driving all these miles? Like, are you like that seems like more than what, even if you're running to the max, right? Let's say 11 hours, you're running 11 hours at 65 miles an hour uh, per day. That's that don't seem like your mileage seems like it's exceeding. You know, I could be wrong, but you drive where TQL sends you. No. Don't make me go. Don't make me fill up this fish tank with water and have to go to the studio. Don't make me walk and cut all the lights on and fire up the studio. Please. Don't make me do it tonight. Please. God damn. I was gonna take a shower after this and go to bed. You finna make me walk up there? What you mean you go where they send you? It's your business. You got the right to say yay or nay. If the shit don't make dollars, it don't make sense. If it don't sound legal, it don't make sense. I'm now somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but them mileages that she threw out and them dates just seem a little bit excessive. Hey Siri, who went in the game?
I have results for multiple sports. Which one would you like?
The Timberwolves.
Basketball,
Timberwolves.
football, baseball,
Basketball.
motorsports, soccer, and tennis.
Basketball.
The Timberwolves are behind the Mavericks 97-92. With 7 minutes to go, for a quarter, and the game on the conference final.
Um, yeah, Tracy, you gonna have to wait till tomorrow. Just make sure you the first person that call in as soon as the show go live. It definitely sounds like you drove too much. Do you have a electronic log? 97, 92, Dallas up. Hey, Tracy, are you running a log? When is the last time Enterprise billed you? When is the last time Enterprise billed you, and how much money do you owe them? What you mean they never? So you didn't call? You didn't call your rep to tell them to hey, come take this money out my account? The moment you realize that, uh, the moment you realize that you had to spend accounts payable to ultimately uh run your business, and when I say accounts payable, money that was sitting in your account that really wasn't yours, that was accounts payable that was owed to somebody. That should have been the the alarm that went off in your head to one call them and say, hey, ain't y'all supposed to take this money out every week? Ain't nobody took their money out, so that you can make sure that they took their money out, and then assess what you doing or where you going wrong at. 2 months and you don't have the money to pay them. That's $4,800 right there. Plus the calculation that you gave me, 21. Well, you said 14,000. I guess that's this month. So they allot you 5,000, which honestly that's not enough, because you figure on average you could go up to uh let's say 22,000 or 2,400, 2,500 a week, right? Let's say that's 2 weeks. What about the other 2 weeks, right? So based on the 14,000 miles this month, you are already 35 plus the other, let's say 10, and you went 21, so that's 11,000. Hey Siri, what's 39 cents times 11,000?
39 cents times 11,000 is $4,290.
$4,290. Well, that can't be right. What? Hey Siri, what's 39 cents times 11,000?
39 cents times 11,000 is
Well,
$4,290.
$4,290. So maybe I got the wrong answer first. So that's another 4,000, another 4,290 plus what? 24, 48. Shit, that's damn near 10 grand. Once you add the taxes, it's damn near 10 grand. Yeah, Tracy, just call in tomorrow. Yeah, you're gonna have to call in tomorrow. You figure it out. Um, just make sure you got all your paperwork and stuff when you call in. They claim they got their money, but it's a month later and it's still nothing taken from my account. Hmm. So no hold came out, because sometimes what'll happen is they'll place a hold, right? And you'll see the money come out, and then after like 3 or 4 or 5 days, it'll go back in. And sometimes, because this has happened to me before in the past, back in the day, they'll place a hold, the money will come get placed on hold, then it'll come back into account. But what happens is with those account managers at those rental truck companies, it's not automated, right? It's not set up where it's automated, where the system is hitting that card um automated every week. And the reason why is because normally, well, what they used to do back in the day is your rep would call you and they'd ask for the mileage. Nowadays they probably got some type of tracking on there where they can tell what the mileage is. I don't know. I haven't a truck in years. But they would call you and say, "Hey, all right, how many miles? You know, you're getting 1,500 free miles." They'll say, "What's the mileage on the truck?" And then they'll be able to determine if you were within the free miles, or if you went over, then they'll, you know, whatever the amount they would be charged you for the additional miles, they add that. So if my bill was 450 for the week, plus the whatever the mileage fee was and the taxes, then they'll say, okay, can we authorize the payment? I'll say go ahead, and then they'll charge me. And every Friday or whatever the rewrite date was, then they would call that day. The account manager, whoever you deal with, is supposed to call every week. But on the flip side, you still have to be proactive, right? Because it goes back to what I was saying earlier when I was cooking. It's your business. You can't wait on them. You got to be proactive. Listen, if you know that you susceptible and you know you ain't got a lot of cash flow, now if you sitting on 200,000 $200,000 in cash flow in your account, okay, that 10,000 don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? But if you in a situation where your business is not profitable and you looking at money and you see that money and you know it's not yours and you using it, one, there's two issues there. One issue is how come you don't have profit if you run at 21,000 miles? Where is the profit at? Where's the profit? There's no profit. You can't be no profit if you spending accounts payable money that is sitting there on hold waiting for them to come take it out. And two, why haven't they taken this money out? Being proactive, calling the account rep like, yo, this money sitting in here, y'all ain't took it, man. Y'all better take this money. So, but we're gonna get into it tomorrow. Just make sure you got all the documentation and paperwork so we can look over everything and see what's going on, see where the mistake was made at, the TQL shit, see what type of loads you've been running, the rates you've been running at, what your cost per mile is, and everything. Uh, and just hope that they don't come for all that money in one whop. What up, Roger? You said I think they got the money from somewhere else. That's a possibility. Mistakes get made all the time. But here's the thing: if the money came from somewhere else, and let's say it's a larger corporation, once they go through accounting and realize it was an error, and then they go through the auditing process, they're going to track down where they made the error at, and then they're going to reverse those funds if they took them from somewhere else, and then they're going to pursue the person who they should have billed the first place. You know, eventually they're going to go through an audit and they'll find it. It's very rare that if that was the circumstance, that it's going to go undetected, you know, forever. You know, so if I was you, I wouldn't think like that because the moment when you think you got away is when they're gonna come. It's gonna be that morning when you wake up and your account negative $10,000, and then obviously um the bank gonna put that overdraft on there and reverse it, and then it's gonna be a whole problem. So Timberwolves up now. I don't know why I ain't got the TV on. Uh, I called the rep and he keeps telling me Enterprise Flex got their money. Ain't no way. Enterprise Flex. Yeah, I got a business plan lecture um in the members only. I had one on my website, but I discontinued my website. Too many Googleable coaching calls. I don't got time for that, bro. So I canceled it. Wasting my time. So it's a a lecture on how to start create a business plan in the members only section. It's a lecture with a outline and a description on each category to create a business plan for about your business. I created a business plan uh, outline tailored specifically for this industry. So it's not going to have certain bullet points that you use to create a business plan, let's say for like a restaurant and shit like that, or a general business plan. So I tailored it specifically for trucking. So it's in the members only. I would encourage you to go take a look at it. Moving a 700-pound safe tomorrow. Any suggestions? I plan on putting it on a pallet, ratchet strap. What floor is it coming from? Ground level? Is it coming out of basement, a garage? Yeah, Tracy. Yeah, I just look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Um, I ain't gonna lie. I am. I'm a little fatigued. I've been live stream. I did three live streams today. Two live streams, a member only live streams. We did an earnings call earlier. I've been to the gym. I did a bunch of shit today. I'm cleaning this fucking thing. So I'm gonna once I get off this live stream, I'm gonna take a shower and go to bed. But I'm doing a call-in show tomorrow, so just make sure you you call in. Coming out of the house ground level. Oh shit! You just use a dolly. Use a hand truck dolly. Make sure it's rated for how much you say? How much the weight is? Yeah, make sure it's rated for 1,000 pounds. Use a hand truck dolly and shit. You got a lift gate on the truck or a ramp? Just use your hand truck. Coming out of house ground level. Yeah, that's simple. You got a lift gate, even better. Shit, just use your two-wheel hand truck dolly. What you want, boy? What you want? What you want? Get your ooh, that motherfucker tried to bite me. Boy, tweaking. That motherfucker tried to bite my finger off. You tweaking, boy. You ain't never tried to bite me, boy. Oh, see, I'm gonna have to take you to the shelter now, boy. You done tried to bite your master. Tweaking. Oh my God, man. This shit should be clear by tomorrow morning. The water. Oh, I'm an 18 wheeler. I'm curious as to what you guys are making every day. Toby, that all depends on the box truck lane that the individual will be operating in. OTR versus final mile versus moving. So it will vary. Um, it will vary from lane to lane. Ah, tight. Fish bit my damn finger off. God damn. Ah, all right, let me all right, let me turn the filtration on so that the water can start cycling, so it can clear up by the morning. Clean up. Ah. Ah. Uh, temperature. All right. I understand, Tracy. I use the evil running. Mark, I know you cash flowed everything before business. Doing it again, would you use secured credit to improve your business credit? So I had business credit cards. Um, I really didn't use them. Um, like that. I don't know. Probably not. And the reason why is because here's the thing, and this is where a lot of people get into trouble. But I've always been just a disciplined person in pretty much everything. Like I'm really really disciplined. Anybody that knows me in real life, they'll say, I'm disciplined. Um, Here's why. The thing about business credit is the better it gets, the more they offer you, right? And you know, I would use it from time to time, spend 30%, pay it off. Spend 30%, pay it off. I had business lines of credit just in case for emergency. I'm I like business lines of credit more because the money was sitting there and I could withdraw X amount of dollars and would only be charged a finance rate based on what we withdrew. And I didn't touch that. That would be just in case we ever got into a fickle. I would have a large lump sum of money there. But the issue with that is the better your credit gets, the more they're willing to give you. And the more they're willing to give you is how people get into trouble. And I didn't ever want to put myself in that position because trust me, like I had a business line of credit with one company for 100 G's, right? I had another company that was offering me 250, then damn near half a million. And the thing is once you start accepting that shit and that money is sitting there, even if you don't need it, you looking at, okay, well, I could take this money, I could expand, I can go do this with it, I could go do it. It would be for shit for the business, but ultimately, I was looking at that shit as using that money. It's like forcing some shit that I, I feel like the business may have not been calling for at that particular time. So I never like to get caught up in using credit because I knew it would continue to grow and I didn't never want to be in a position where it would continue to grow, and then I would be tempted. I would rather much just spend my own money. And a lot of people are against it. I would rather much spend my own money, and if something ever arisen, I would have uh, some business lines of credit and my business credit cards there to ultimately bail me out. But even before I would go and touch that, if I ever got to that point, I would still try to find a way to come from under what I had dug myself into uh, with cash first. Um, so no, I would do shit the same way. I would cash flow everything. To me, I'm just from an era where I believe cash is king. A lot of people that you see on the internet that have manufactured, I call it manufactured riches because a lot of that balling that you see them doing, they doing it off credit. And that credit may not necessarily even be their credit. That shit could be somebody else's credit that they stole, CPNs and shit like that. So, mm-mm. I'd rather just, utilize my own money, man. I kind of got the Dame Dash complex, man. I kind of got that Dame Dash complex. You got some people that believe, other people's money, opium, and you got some people believe funding your own success. I'm on the side of funding your own success because if I lose, man, I don't owe nobody. I'll build it all over again. All right, that's one heck of a game. So who won? Dallas won. All right, well, I'm glad I didn't bet on that one. But I would have betted on Minnesota. Let me feed these fucking things. Go get this food, suckers. You know I ain't gonna feed y'all today. I'm gonna let y'all fast today. Ah, let y'all fast today, buddy. Get your goofy ass out the way. Move. Get out the way, Scud. Get out the way, Scud. What's your own, Scud? All right, so boom. Nope, I ain't betting on Indiana. I'm gonna bet on Minnesota. Shit. I'm glad I didn't bet. Man, this fish fucking bit the shit out of me. That's the first time I ever got bit in 5 years. Shit. All right, so we got Tracy coming in tomorrow. All right, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all go. Appreciate y'all rocking with me tonight. If you came in late, make sure you go watch the beginning. Um, next time you see this fish tank, it may be all new fish. I'm probably gonna go back to Africans. Probably get rid of these South Americans and go back to Africans. So African fish. So uh, all right. The tank is clean. All right, so I will see everybody tomorrow. You better go to the hospital, mark for that fish. But I ain't gotta go to the hospital. That shit ain't got no rabies or nothing. It's just a little pinch. Just a little pinch. All right, man. Appreciate y'all. Catch y'all tomorrow, man, on the call-in show.